podcast.
For now.
For now. Un ratillo.
Un ratillo.
Más platicar un ratillo.
A payasear un ratillo nomás.
Yeah, the way that people from Michoacan talk it's pretty funny to me. Because
No
my mom's
puedo,
from
Ali.
Guadalajara, so they kind of talk like, there are a lot of gays in Guadalajara. So
They talk fresa or what?
yeah, they talk a little bit more like that.
Bro.
But my dad's from a rancho too, so they're like, "Ganda toro."
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. Well, it's crazy too because I talk about how there's a Michoacan accent when you're here, but when I go to the rancho, bro, there's some people that I'm like, bro, speak up. Like they're like mumbling. They're like, sí, Oli. Oh no, vamos allá por la viviendo la fresa, and I'm like, what are you, bro? Like enunciate your words a little bit.
Yeah. So a couple of life changes that have happened recently. You know, I
Yeah.
had a baby.
How's that been?
It's been challenging.
Yeah.
I think that there was a lot of excitement leading up to having the baby and doing the baby shower and setting up the nursery and buying all these things, and you got the clothes, and people are sending you cards, and especially around Christmas time, like,
Yeah.
people are very excited for you, but no one warns you of how difficult it's actually going to be. Like, you know, you're not going to sleep, but I think that maybe I had a couple of unrealistic expectations of what it was going to be like to have a baby. Like, I thought babies would sleep uninterrupted, right, for 2 to 3 hours, because they're like, oh yeah, you got to feed the baby every 2 to 3 hours. Okay, well, I thought that meant that they were gonna like be asleep for 2 to 3 hours, and then
They're
they're
not.
just gonna wake. No.
Yeah, I always thought they were gonna be asleep for 2 to 3 hours.
And then
too.
they're gonna wake up at 2 hours and 59 minutes. They're gonna wake up, and then they're gonna drink, and then 5 minutes later they're gonna go right back to sleep, and they're not gonna cry. Like you, it's just, I thought it's not as structured as one thinks.
Yeah.
It's totally dependent on the baby, and there's just, I mean, they're fussy. Like, you don't know anything about them. They don't know where they're at. Like, they just spent 9 months inside of, you know, Sierra's stomach, and, you know, they were comfortable, and I don't know, like, they're just not used to the environment. I read something that said that babies are actually born 3 months early, and it compares how the abilities of a baby versus other animals. Like, like animals, the moment that they're born, like deer can stand and walk within a couple hours. You know,
How many hours of sleep did you get last night or today?
In
these last 24 hours,
slept pretty good, like 5 or 6 hours, but that's only because we're like taking shifts. So like, Sierra went to sleep at 9:30 and woke up at 3 a.m. and then I went to sleep at like 3:30 and then woke up at like 10, 11 a.m. and then I actually like dozed off again. So I'm actually getting a little bit more sleep, but it's definitely a lot more difficult for Sierra because she has to pump like she's breastfeeding.
Yep.
I mean, she's breastfeeding like directly from her breast, but also she's like pumping so that when she's sleeping, like we have a bottle of breast milk for her. But yeah, it's just been challenging. I think that there are some unexpected emotions have been feeling of like separation, right? Because for 13 years, me and Sierra have done things together all the time. We've slept in the same bed. Like, we get to have dinner together. We watch TV together. We have conversations together. We go out and we have fun together. We hang out with friends together. And now all of a sudden, it's like I'm not necessarily like a priority for her anymore. Yeah. And she's not a priority for me. I mean, she is a priority for me, but the truth of the matter is, my attention is kind of divided between her and like me helping her with the baby. But my priority right now is to just support her the best I can. And I even talked to my like, I have another friend that I talked to that I asked him for advice. Like, hey man, like this is tough. Like, I feel kind of useless. I don't have the same abilities to like soothe her. Like, I just feel like I'm just not as a natural nurturer as Sierra is.
I was literally just about to ask you if you had any like tips or anything that's worked for you to calm Jasmine down if she's crying.
I've tried everything. I did lat raises because I put her in the little like bassinet thing. I was like trying to swing her. I put her in the car seat to rock her back and forth. Yep. We have a swing. I rock her. I like shoosh her. You know, like try to make noise. I turn the white noise on Spotify. I sit and so it's just been challenging because you're trying your best to soothe her and change your diaper and
Yeah.
feed them, but it can be frustrating because sometimes that doesn't work, and then you kind of feel like, well, maybe something's wrong with me. Maybe I'm not cut out for this. You have some moments of doubt.
Yeah.
So
Well, I think it's crazy because at the end of the day, you got to think like the woman is. Well, I guess this goes back to conversations that I've seen with like family roles and stuff like that, right? And how the mom is that nurturing creature and stuff like that. It's like, well, yeah, like the baby was obviously inside of her for 9 months and is like, that literally the heartbeat and like everything about her she's known for 9 months throughout the creation process, and I feel like it is going to take some time for her to. Well, then again, I'm over here talking about this. This is purely theoretical. I have no idea. Haven't done any research. But at the end of the day,
you'll never be ready because
yeah,
it's not like I didn't feel ready, and I still don't even feel like I know what I'm doing.
oh, 100%.
But I'm mostly concerned about Sierra's well-being and just me being able to support her because I don't know, it's just not. It wouldn't be fair for her to just do everything just because the mom is more nurturing.
Oh
for
yeah,
her to just do
100%.
everything. So I'm trying to do more chores and like do more cooking and like don't worry about washing the dishes. I got that,
Yeah,
and then allowing her to sleep a little bit more. But it's going to be real challenging when I go back to work, which is next Friday, because I'm going to be gone for 4 days, and there isn't going to be like, oh, you sleep
yeah.
for 4 or 5 hours, and I'll take care of her, and then we'll switch. It's going to be like all her. So I kind of feel bad, I kind of feel like I'm not putting in as much work, but the truth of the matter is that I am supporting financially and in other aspects.
Like you're doing everything you can, and like at the end of the day, you're putting in that effort to try to make Sierra as comfortable and try to take care of the baby and like. But it's all new. Like nobody has a blueprint for this, and even when I've seen you ask other parents for like tips and all this stuff, and it's like it's kind of hard to. It seems like it's hard for them to build up an actual piece of advice because it's like, yeah, I mean, we still don't even know if we're you know what I'm saying? Like eventually, it's all a learning process. It's all an evolution. So
one of the mindsets
blueprint.
that I've adopted early on was when I joined the Marines, is that I was looking at the calendar and I was like, dude, I got to be here for 13 weeks. And I just thought, I was like, the good thing is that you can't stop time, and nothing is ever permanent. Like the situation that you're in isn't permanent. Anything that you've ever done that's been difficult, it's been difficult in the moment, but it's never been like a forever thing. You know what I mean? So I'm like, man, this is a really tough stage, but the truth of the matter is like she's 2 weeks already, and eventually time will pass, and you'll look back at that experience and be like, man, that was a really tough time, but like we got through it.
Oh yeah.
And all you can do is do your best in the moment. And honestly, I'm trying to minimize the collateral damage, and by collateral damage I mean by like I don't want to, like, for example, from a weight loss perspective, like I don't want to give up on myself and be like, oh well, this is my life now. If I gain 25 pounds in the next 6 months, then it is what it is. Like you want to minimize the collateral damage, so you continuously make adjustments despite the huge 180 or a huge shift in like lifestyle.
Oh yeah.
So that's kind of what I'm struggling right now with, is just you have a baby, but it's not necessarily an excuse for you to let yourself go.
It's interesting for me to hear, because these are all like, this is all perspective I've never had, right? Like I've never really been, like my aunt has had a baby, but I don't really be talking to like, her husband, like, oh yeah, like how is it? So it's interesting to hear all this, because I mean, I don't have any kids. So, and these are all things that are in the blind spot. Like you think of like, I guess the common things like changing a diaper or something like that. And it's like, oh, the baby's going to keep me up. But you don't think of like, oh, like now, okay, the baby isn't, it's not like, for example, for me, it really did seem like, oh, they sleep for 2 hours, 3 hours uninterrupted because it's a growing creature. It's a growing human. So like, it's going to sleep a lot. So I haven't heard of that perspective, or I guess I have, because I was a fuzzy child according to my parents. But obviously I was the baby, so I don't know. But I think at the end of the day, as it's only been 2 weeks, like you're still in, it's always going to be a learning process, but as you start getting back into the routines and start building a routine around having the baby, you can start incorporating those things that it's like, okay, cool, well, let me go hit the gym, or I think at the end of the day, the biggest thing from what I've seen, even with athletes that have gotten injured, they're like, it's so important to just try to minimize and try to like really focus on what I'm eating and try to minimize eating, like as easy as it sounds to eat fast food and stuff, which I love fast food. It's like if you're not gonna have the time and energy to go hit the gym, that's like what you can try to focus on, you know? Because otherwise, you're gonna be at 6 months, 7 months, and be like, dang, bro, like I gained a ton of weight, you know? So it's like, so I think that's gonna be the most important thing, and let's do it together, dog. I'm about to lock into this weight loss challenge. I guess I have it I definitely have it a lot easier.
Yeah, who are these people that you're doing this weight loss challenge? I mean, you don't have to name names, but like,
oh, it's just these homies. Like, it's
Okay.
the homies that I'm in fantasy league, and their wives. I guess they're all. I didn't even know. I just got told, hey, you want to do this fitness
are
challenge?
you guys putting money in this, or what's
It's
the
like
bet?
$25 a month for 4 months. So basically, and
$100.
I think it's. I don't know how many. Yeah, I really don't know how many people it is. Like what it's gonna be.
So it's like a 4-month weight loss challenge, 120 days,
Yep,
$100. Let's just say 10 people participate, $1,000.
Yeah, exactly.
Something like that.
So we'll be doing that. So I think that's going to be my biggest thing too, just eating clean, because I'm not going to have this easy access to all this food that I would be eating throughout the week. So right now I'm in a point in time when it can become a slippery slope also, and then I can start spending a ton of money eating out every single day, or it's like that's what it is. You're spending so much money eating out, and you're gaining weight because you're eating terrible.
It's a double whammy.
Yeah, exactly.
You're more broke because you spend so much on food and you gain weight.
100%.
And then on top of that, you pay for a membership.
Yeah.
To go to the gym to lose the weight.
Yeah, dude. It's like it's just fast food and eating out is a scam, but it's so convenient.
You're wasting your time going to the gym. I was thinking about it this way, to like really drive the point home.
Yeah.
It's like making $50 and spending $100.
100%.
You know what I mean? Like, you go to the gym and you make $50 there, and then you just go out and you spend $100.
Yeah.
And then you expect to be on the upside, and it just never works.
Yeah. It's like, oh, at the end of the day, you're eating way more calories than you're burning,
Right.
and it's all terrible quality food yeah, I'm at that crossroads now. It's like, all right, cool. Let me go grocery shop. Give me some eggs. Give me some steak. Give me some chicken. I got my rice maker. Like, just prep that up. It's something easy, something simple. Keep it consistent, and I think that's going to be the key.
So are you going to track macros, or are you just going to be moderate with your eating?
Yeah.
Or you're just be like, oh, I'm just going to eat healthy?
I think my biggest thing is just eating healthier. Like, I'm going to eat. I'm probably going to switch back to what I was doing when I was doing my 6-week challenge at my martial arts gym, and just like have myself. Well, I guess I'm gonna have to figure it out again, because I would just have the same food every day. I'd have eggs, a little bit of rice, like a cup of rice, white rice, and some mixed greens.
What about alcohol? You do that socially and for fun. Is that something you want to cut out, or you think that'll affect your weight loss?
I don't think so, but I feel like it's also. I don't know how much of a part of I'm not like making a conscious effort to cut it out, but I think it's naturally gonna not be as big of a factor due to the fact that I am starting a new job, and I'm gonna be like locking in and like I'm just gonna be more I'm trying to be more financially conscious also, because I mean.
But the Super Bowl might come up. You might go out to a bar and watch a Super Bowl.
Oh yeah, I'd definitely sip.
Like,
I ain't gonna like hold back or nothing like that. But I think it's just naturally gonna be like I'm not doing it very often.
Hey, John King III said that he was going to cut out alcohol.
I saw that. Hey, he committed. He said 100% he's out.
I'm saying it right now. If he's not a man of his word and he breaks, I'm deleting him from the group chat.
Sheesh.
I'm deleting him off of all my social media. I'm blocking his number.
Sheesh.
We ain't friends again. We aren't friends anymore.
He committed 100% too. He said, nah, nothing. That's why for me, I think I'm naturally just going to like not gonna be a huge factor, but nah, bro. I mean, I still like to. I'll watch a little Sunday football. I'll hit up the casino here and there and watch a game.
So we have a, well, just from a timeline perspective, we're planning a 10K, which is how many miles? Like 6 point something.
If a
If a 5K is
3.1,
3.1,
so 6.2.
Yeah, so 6.2. That's a lot of running.
That is.
So we're gonna plan that in about 4 or 5 months,
Yep.
and then we're gonna double it and go half marathon, which is 13.3.
I think this is where it's gonna be crucial for me to like lose some weight because I've been running. I've been running pretty much a mile to a mile and a half every single day, and it hasn't gotten that much easier. Like like my legs today, I ran a mile. Well, I started off with 15 minutes of boxing, then I ran a mile, and I was hitting legs after I've rested for a week. But I've been running, bro. My legs were feeling it. They were cooked. I was like, dude, yeah, I need to definitely lose some weight if I want to keep running.
I think if you really execute on this weight loss challenge, I think you're gonna be set for the half marathon in September, because yeah, I think that it's a combination of number one, getting your cardio up, like being able to sustain or to keep your heart rate low while running.
Yep.
But it also comes with like your ability to do that is dependent on your weight, right?
Yep.
Like how much weight you carry around. And so if you're lighter, it just feels like your muscles are less fatigued. Your lower back might hurt a little bit less because you got less. It's like, to me, it's like wearing a weighted vest.
Oh yeah.
If you're 35 pounds overweight, you're wearing a 35-pound vest, and you want to take that vest off, and you're going to be able to breathe better and be able to have better endurance.
I'm actually excited because next Sunday we're dipping out to Cali, and all my cousins. So we started a group chat with my cousins in Cali too, me and my little bro, and they're all runners and they like to work out and stuff like that. But they be running all the time, and they actually do like 5Ks, 10Ks, like just casually, like every other week type. I mean, it seems like every other week, whatever, you know? So yeah, we're heading out there, and me and my little bro were like, hey, we better start running, bro. We ain't about to just be out there and be like, well, I'll run 1 mile and I'll stay in the back, you know? Like, so we've been getting after it.
I think once you get into that 10K, that 6 mile range, because you can wing a 5K and run 3 miles, because it's only about 30 minutes of running.
Yep.
Or 30 to 40 minutes of running, depending on how fast. But when you start getting up to the 1 hour running plus, or even a half marathon, where you're, okay, so 13, let's just say that, I mean, you're not going to run 13 miles at a 10-mile pace. At least we aren't, because a 10-mile pace is like our fastest. Not our fastest, but, you know.
Yeah.
Like we ran that 4.5 miles at about 11-minute pace, 10:30 to 11-minute pace. So,
which would be about like 10 to 11. That's about 6 or 6 miles per hour.
We're talking about a 2 to 2.5 hour run.
That's it, yeah, bro.
Like how much? I've never even run more than. I mean, honestly, I've never even run more than like 40 to 45 minutes. So think about.
I don't think I've ever ran that much either.
Yeah, like I've never ran 13 miles. So I think it's going to be definitely. We got to increase.
Dude, and it's going to be, at the end of the day, it's also going to be like so mental, because you can be in that's, I always think about these people that are like ultra marathon runners that run like 100 miles and stuff. Like, yeah, there's a lot of preparation. You definitely got to have like a lot of endurance and stuff like that. But at some point, it's all mental. Like, bro, there's no way a human body is designed to just go 100 miles nonstop for however long, you know? Like it ends up being a mental battle, and I think that's gonna be where we're really gonna have to. Our physical is gonna kick in, but we haven't been running for all these years, so I think the endurance is like we could get to a certain point of endurance, but we're really gonna have to just push through mentally.
There's so many other aspects. Your feet starts to blister. You start to chafe. You start to get hungry. For the ultra marathoners, they have to run through the night because it takes them so long to do.
Bro, I've seen some of those videos, and when they stop at the pit stops, they just sit down for a bit. Oh, hand me like, you know, these protein bars and electrolyte packets and stuff. And I'm like, bro, that is insane.
You gotta use the bathroom.
Going. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And then when you run outside, the heat, like the temperature is gonna be different in, you know, May than it is September.
Oh yeah.
But Yeah, so we got that plan. So you got your weight loss challenge. We got the 10K, the half marathon, and going from a half marathon to a full blown marathon. That's
Dude, that's insane.
That's a big leap.
You're literally doubling your, because you could think of it and be like, I already did a half marathon. I could do a full marathon, bro. It's literally double. Like when you finished, you're barely getting started again.
You want to know what the ultimate life goal would be? Is to do an Ironman.
I've always thought about that. But yo, swimming is the part that gets it, because like I can swim, and you know, I was on the swim team. I was dead last place in every race I took, you know, but I know how to swim. But like, if you cramp, and if it's because I've seen them out on lakes and stuff like that, it's like, bro, if I cramp in the middle of the lake, dog.
Well, that's what happened at the last CrossFit Games. I think his name is Luka Doncic. You
talking about the Mavs player? No, I shouldn't make fun of Luka Doncic.
Low-key. Hey, I might be talking about him though. Hold on.
I was like,
hold on.
Very similar to.
Hey, Mavs player drowns at CrossFit Games.
yeah, it's like, damn, bro, I ain't hear about this. I feel like this would have been national news.
Let me see.
You're like, I was watching NBA.
I gotta look this up. No, Lazar Dukic.
Okay.
Lazar Dukic. He's a 28-year-old athlete from Serbia, who, I think it was. I think they did like a very strenuous run.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was a 5K or something at the beginning, and then right after that they jumped into the lake in Dallas, Fort Worth, and then they had a swim like crazy distance. Just said 800 meters. And then he drowned. Something happened and he drowned. And that was day one of the CrossFit Games.
That's crazy.
But it just comes to show how poor the programming was, because I probably would have done it differently. I would have done the swim portion first.
Yeah.
And then if you gas out on the run, then you can just stop and walk.
Yeah.
But the problem is if you do a strenuous run and then you go into a lake and then it's like, oh, I'm too tired, I gotta walk. But now you're like so gassed out, or you pass out or something like that, you go unconscious because you went so hard, you blacked out, and it's like, okay, well, you blacked out in water. So
bro, there was this one executive that I guess it was before my time at my old job, but they were talking, I guess they were doing this presentation, and she was talking about how she liked to do, I don't know if it was an Ironman race or something like that, but she's talking about how they're swimming, and she's like, people are drowning, but I'm focused on winning. I'm going. And I heard everybody was like, bro, the whole company just kind of like looked at each other like, yo, did she just, you're not going to help the people? You're just.
Yeah.
But nah, bro, that would be sketchy. And the swimming part would get me. Cause I'm like, bro, if I cramp up in that water, I ain't trying to go down.
So what do you think is going to be the secret to your success when it comes to this weight loss thing? Like, so you have a weight loss goal. Is there a specific amount? How many pounds do you want to lose?
Realistically,
you weigh 241 right now.
Yeah, I'm 240.1, I think.
240?
Yeah, 240. I'll say.
No, you were 241 because I saw the.
Was
photo.
I 241?
241.6.
Was I? I thought I was. Oh, yeah, that might have been it.
I said you gained like 6 pounds.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? We out here, but I'm just trying to pad the stats a little bit. But no, I think the main thing is, bro, I mean, we kind of talked about this. Like, I need that competitive, like, aspect to things in order to really lock in.
What do you think would really motivate you? Like, would betting money motivate you? Like,
I don't even think
would
betting
putting something
money
on the line motivate you to really lock in?
I think just competition. We don't even have to bet anything. If we say we're trying to beat each other, I'm like, nah, I'm going 100%. Like, I'm trying to get.
Yeah, but you have
away.
nothing to lose. Like, if I tell you that let's say that you want to get to 210 pounds from 241, and I tell you I'm gonna get to 210 pounds too. And I'm just like, the challenge is that who's gonna get there first?
Just setting that challenge, I'm 100% pushing myself like to the limit. Like,
but there's nothing external like no.
Like, I mean, you got to think, even when we've played like tennis or did that race and all that stuff around the track, it wasn't my idea to place any wager. Like, to me, it's good enough for you to be like, hey, I'm gonna beat you. I'm like, no, you ain't. Like, I'm gonna beat you, bro. Like, I'm already going 100%. But to you, you do need that wager. Like you're like, hey, let's put dinner on it. Let's put this and that. I'm like, I mean, if you want, like I'm down. I'm already gonna go 100% regardless, you know. So I don't really. I think it is just that competitive, the competitiveness. Even that 5K that turned out to be 4.5 miles. I'm like, cool. We locked in. Oh, they think they're gonna beat me? Nah, bro. Like I'm gonna go lock in and run. So just that competitive, having that competitive aspect, I think is gonna fuel me, and which is that's the double-edged sword. It's like when there is a competition on the line and there's that ego playing, it's like, all right, cool, I'm gonna lock in. But when there's not,
but if you don't
it's
accomplish
so hard
it,
for
then
me
you
to
don't
do
lose
it.
anything.
I mean, I'll lose
Put
like
me your
$100
pride.
a month or $100 total. Or
But I'm
whatever.
saying if me and you made a bet and we were like, hey, like first one to 210 wins, you know.
Yeah, I
If
mean,
you
there's
don't-
not really a wager. I'd just be like, yeah, bro, I'll beat you. And I feel like at the end of the day, we're both winners because we both got down to 210. Like, I'd be very satisfied being like, damn, I got down to 210. Or
I think maybe the thing that might motivate one is, for example, like a half marathon.
yeah,
That's going to be really, really hard at your current
Oh,
physical ability. So like, oh, bro, I don't think I can do a half marathon in my current state. So
Mhm.
let me do everything possible so that I just finish. Or maybe you set your own personal goal and you're like, all right, I want to finish this half marathon in under a certain amount of time.
yeah. I think I'd do. If it was for the half marathon, I don't even think I'd set a time for myself. It'd be literally just completing it because I've never ran that far. So to me, it'd be like, all right, cool.
I think the wager would be like not only completing it but beating me.
Yeah, beating you. Or I mean, at the end of the day, even with that run, my biggest goal in my head, well, yeah, I definitely wanted to beat you, and I was like, bro, I'm going. And when I saw that you were close, I'm like, ah, shit, like hold up, I'm tripping, you know. When you passed me up, yeah, like I mean, we already talked about it. I could have gave up, but I'm like, nah, bro. I told myself I was gonna finish this running. If I stop running, like I'm cheating myself, you know. So
you're giving yourself
keep
a break.
running. Yeah, it's like, nah, I'm gonna keep running. So completing a half marathon, and would be enough for me. And in terms of like just that preparation, because at the end of the day, that's what's gonna be fueling me. It's like, no, bro, I ain't about to be that dude that ended up like walking half the marathon. Like, nah, I'm gonna say if I finish this marathon, I'm gonna train to be able to run the full. What did we say it is?
13
miles. Yeah, right. Because
half marathon
12
was like
something,
13.2 or 13.4. I don't remember.
Something like that. So yeah, I think my competition is literally just me being able to say I won is like fuels me enough.
I think just completing it will be a milestone in itself.
Yeah.
Regardless of what position you end in, because there's no way that you train for a half marathon, complete the half marathon, and look the same way that you look right now.
Oh, 100%.
Or that you feel the same way. Like your cardio is gonna be up. Like you're gonna be more ripped. You're for sure. If you train properly for a solid 7 months in preparation for 13-mile run, you're for sure gonna look the part.
Yep.
Like,
and that's where everything just falls in line. Like, if we're saying we're doing this half marathon, and now and this is kind of gonna be the kickstart, right? Like, I'm hoping I get out of this competition or this weight loss competition. Obviously, I'm trying to win, and whatever. Like the money aspect is cool, but it should hopefully help me build that consistency again of, first of all, relearning cooking for myself. I haven't cooked for myself in years. So like something as simple as getting on a routine of, all right, I'm gonna wake up, make myself my eggs, my rice. Okay, let me make sure I clean the dishes because I'm gonna need to use these again for dinner. Unless I want to meal prep, which I've never been a fan of meal prepping. I just prefer like cooking on the spot, cooking whatever I'm gonna eat. And it's going to build that consistency, which then I can keep up after.
I wonder if maybe a meal prep company might help you, like a Factor.
I've thought about it.
I've tried it before. Some of the meals are pretty good,
Yeah.
but sometimes it does get, like not all the meals are good, and then sometimes like the quantities are a little bit small.
Yeah.
So you're like, man, I'm paying like $10 for this little chicken and rice when I could just be making my own chicken.
That's exactly why.
So sometimes it's more convenient, but it is a little bit more expensive.
Yeah. Like I prefer just to cook for myself, and I actually enjoy it. And when I was doing that weight loss challenge before, which I almost won, I didn't win. I got beat by someone else. But like when I was doing that, having that routine helped me. It's those wins. It goes back to those wins. Like, cool, I cooked for myself in the morning, and it was a good breakfast, and I cleaned my dishes, and now they're ready. I cleaned my kitchen so there's not grease everywhere and stuff like that. Cool, I got a win this morning. Oh, I hit a workout. Like, it helps keep those daily wins, and then it turns into a routine, and I just got to get back to that. Yeah. If I get back to that, bro, honestly, I think I got sick at the gym or something because I've been in pain, bro. I've been suffering of scoliosis lately.
Scoliosis.
Bro, you know what's funny?
Hey, Loki, for a moment there, I was like, man, you were sick and you just came in here.
Nah, bro. It's funny because earlier when I left the gym, for some reason that popped into my mind, like scoliosis. And I was like, damn, I was suffering of scoliosis. And then I looked it up. I'm not original. Apparently it's already in Urban Dictionary and stuff. But
yeah, it's like how I named myself Joel the Brofessor. There's already a Brofessor.
Yeah.
So we'll close out this this part 2 of the podcast with 2025 New Year's resolutions. Do you have any, or do you have a, for example, like a mission statement or a phrase that you're like this is the 2025 mindset or mantra?
Yeah.
Or do you have any specific resolutions or goals that you have?
I haven't necessarily thought of anything that I can be like, oh yeah, this is what I've been like preaching to myself or anything. But if I just look at the theme of what I'm on, I guess it just goes back to consistency. Like, try to be consistent, stay as consistent as possible, whether it's with the podcast, whether it's with creating content, whether it's with trying to lose this weight or cooking for myself or whatever the case may be. I think just consistency and building those routines is my biggest thing for 2025.
Yeah. So I saw Jesse Itzler. He's like an entrepreneur. He's like a public speaker, and he's on YouTube and stuff. He has this thing called the Big Ass Calendar, and it's a 365 calendar. And he pretty much says that he plans his whole year out so he can see the big picture. I feel like most of my life I've just kind of winged it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what I'm doing next week. I don't know what I'm doing in February. I don't know what I'm doing in April or May. I just like have bits and pieces like, oh yeah, in September we're going to do a marathon. But I don't have the specific day. I don't have a specific location. And then we're like, oh, we're going to train for this marathon. But you don't have a plan yet.
No.
You're just saying that you're going to train for one, but you don't have a plan. So I think for me it's just about having a baby requires a lot more time management, and in order to be as consistent as I want to be, now with also taking care of her, I think that just strategic planning is going to be important, and consistency, of course. But you can only be consistent if you have a plan for the. Like, a lot of people are like, "Oh, well, plan your day the night before, so that you know exactly like what you want to accomplish that next day." And so if you just kind of wake up and you're like, so what are we doing today? You end up wasting a lot of time, and then you don't get what you wanted to do.
That is actually something that I was thinking about recently, because I saw people post up like planners and stuff. I've never had a planner in my life. I tried to journal for a little bit, like on my notes app and stuff like that, but that is something I was thinking of. I was like, yo, it might be, especially with like this career change, like I'm gonna have to try to stay as organized as possible, and I'm not a very organized person. Or, you know what, I'm not gonna say I'm not an organized person. I haven't put the effort into being an organized person.
You just don't have the need to be that organized.
Exactly. So I think this is an opportunity too, where I was literally just thinking about that, like getting a planner and getting a journal. Because I also think that's another thing that even with this podcast or journals, like when people pop out old journals and they can look back and they wrote down their thoughts, I think that's just something that's cool. Like it might not even, I might have not done nothing, but it's still cool to be, oh dang, like 2025, I was at Joel's house, like, you know, filming a podcast on this day. So I think that, and then, because I do find it helpful, especially now when I had to go through like a checklist for stuff for getting laid off, and you know, I just had like a few things on my plate that I needed to make sure I got done. I don't actually write them down, but I use my notes app a lot. I'll be like, to-do list for today, boom, 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 and I'll make it the little selectable. And I'm like, cool, did that. Oh shoot, I got to go do this. Let me make sure I do that. So it is helpful, and I think writing it out might take it to a new level. So
yeah, strategic planning, time efficiency, and time management, reducing distractions. I think that social media is a huge distraction when you don't have a plan.
Mm-hmm.
You're just sitting on your couch, or you're scrolling through your phone, or you're sitting in your car. You know, just like a lot of the time, a lot of people, including myself, you might make a post because you need to feel some sort of validation. You start looking at the likes, who commented on your post, stuff like that. These are real things that we go through, and just questioning, like, why is it that we want some sort of social interaction, but it's just at random.
Yeah.
And so,
like at a distance.
Yeah. So, yeah, just coming up with a plan, especially like a month-to-month plan. Obviously, I have my own like financial goals, and like I want to pay a certain amount of debt off this
Mm-hmm.
year, and but for sure, I just I want to look at the at the end of the year. I want to look back at my year and be like, oh wow, I accomplished so many things because I was strategic about it.
I feel like that would also help maintain productivity, because going back, I think social media can be positive depending on what you try to feed yourself with, which obviously I don't do the greatest thing because I'm always looking at like funny shit, random shit, but like there can be some nuggets where you can take inspiration and it can drive you and stuff like that. But I think, I forgot where I was going actually. It was something about...
Well, I think we were just talking about like looking. Well, I was talking about looking back at the year and seeing everything that you've accomplished.
Yeah, where I was going with that was productivity. Writing it down and having that plan helps you not waste as much time. Because then, if you don't have very many things on your to-do list that day, you're like, oh well, I only got to do that. Let me kick back and scroll. Let me surf the web a little bit. I'm a professional surfer, bro. I be on my recliner just surfing, bro. And I'm like, dude, I gotta like having that plan though. When you have a book schedule for yourself, you're like, oh, okay, cool. Nah, let me go do this because then I'm not gonna have time to do this, and let me make sure I'm staying productive. And then at the end of the day, you look back at your day and you're like, dang, okay, I got a lot of stuff done. And if you just keep repeating that at the end of the year, I mean, you can never speak for the results. Hopefully you get the results that you want, but that's why they always say, like, at least you put in that work. You can look back and be like, yo, I was trying to stay productive every single day, and I tried to maximize my time and minimize the time wasted.
Yeah, so this is technically this is now the 4th podcast. We had part 1 earlier.
Oh, yeah.
This is part 2. So on January 1st of 2026, we're going to rewatch this video, kind of see like all the things that we talked about. On January 1st, 2026, we're going to do a podcast reflecting on 2025. And I think it'll be important then to see what adjustments we need to make for 2026. So it'll be kind of interesting. It's almost like we're talking to our future self.
It is cool too. This is where at my job for the longest time ever, I thought it was dumb that we do mid-year reviews, annual reviews. We'd make these OKRs and stuff like that. But I feel like we just didn't use it in the way that it was supposed to, because it is nice to be able to, as if you're doing a good job of tracking what you're actually doing throughout the year, it is nice to look back and reflect and be like, oh, okay, cool. Like, oh, we tried this. That didn't work. Like, oh, I was doing this. I don't think that's really necessary looking back once you're reflecting on it. Like, let me change that up. So that'll be being able to have a record of what we're doing and the progress definitely should help us hopefully build out just keep evolving our plans.
Yeah.
Keep growing.
Yeah. All right. Well, hopefully you enjoyed the conversation. This was part 2 of, we had a really long conversation, but
yeah.
A part of 2025 will just be keeping this podcast going.
Yeah.
Once a week or once every 2 weeks, we'll kind of make a plan.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be all dependent on, obviously, our life changes. So,
and I think we can do some other videos, maybe workout videos. We can have a podcast while working out.
Yo, that'd be. I mean, y'all definitely gonna get some heavy breathing action, which I'm pretty sure you probably already are. I mean, you did on the Yeti, but yeah, I'd be down for that. get some high interval training.
Get John into the mix.
Sheesh.
All right.
All right, y'all.
Peace.
Peace.